Hey guys, this is Mrs. Langeman. I am going over the Unit 6 Concept Development in your Think Up book, page 54, so if you could make sure you have it out with me. This is looking at the relationships in place value. It says interpret place value positions. Okay, so we're going to talk about this here in just a second. It says the value of a digit in a number is determined by the place value position of the digit. The chart shows the value of 1 in different place value positions. For example, there is a 1 in the 1's place value. The value of the 1 in the 1's is a value of 1. If you have a 1 in the 10's place value, the value becomes 10. It is not a 1 in the 10's, it is a value of 10. Okay? So I think we could all agree this is the number 1, but it is in the hundreds place, so it has a value of 100. Okay? A 1 in the thousands place has a value of 1,000. A 1 in the 10,000s place has a value of 10,000. And a 1 in the 100,000s place value has a value of 100,000. Okay? It says when a digit changes place value positions moving to the left, it has 10 times the value that it had in the position to the right. So, if you look at a 1 in the 1's, okay, and then you have a 10 in the 10's place value, okay, the number to the left, which would be this 10, is 10 times larger than the number on the right, which is the 1. Okay, so it says another way to show this relationship is by multiplying 110. Okay, so let me get out 110, and I'm going to look at 10 times the value of that 1. So basically 1 times 10 is going to give you 10. Okay, what if I looked in this place value, okay, compared to this one? I have 110 in 100, okay? And the value to the left is larger. It is 10 of these, okay? So it is 10 times the value, okay? Show you right here. Okay. So 10 of these is the value of 100. Okay, so this is 10 times larger than this. You also have this compared to one of these. Okay, so think about which one's larger. This would be the number on the left. Okay, and this is 10 times larger than this. Okay, so if I put these together right here, it would be equal. So 10 of these. But this is 10 times larger than this. 1,000 is 10 times larger than 100. Okay? Okay, so let's look at the bottom part. I'm going to try it. It says the 4 in 53,458 has blank the value of the 4 in 92,946. So let's write both numbers. 53,458. Okay, and then we've got 92,000. Excuse me, 946. And which digit? We are actually looking at the 4 in this number, and the 4 in this number. Okay, so we're only looking at the 4. So we can agree that they're both 4s. However, the value of these 4s changes based on where it is at in the place value. Okay, so a 4, this is the 1s, the 10s, the 100s. A 4 in the 100s gives you a value of 400. A 4 in the 10s, this is the 1s and the 10s, gives you a value of 40. Okay, let's think about how this is worded. Okay, the 4 and 53,000, this one has blank the value. Okay, how, does it have, is this more or less than this value? This is actually more. And this is very similar to a multiplicative comparison because you're looking at the relationships. Okay, so we know that the 4 in this number is more, but how many times more? What is the relationship between 40 and 400? Okay, this is actually 10 times more. Okay, so it has 10 times the value of the 4 in 92,946. Okay. So we're looking at 10 times or 10 times more. Okay. All right. So let's look at number 2. Okay. All right. It says the 2 in 73,298 has blank the value of the 2 in 34,526. Again, it tells us that we're looking at the digit 2. Okay, so I'm going to circle both 2's, but I've got to find the value of each 2. So the value of the 2 here in the hundreds place is 200, and the value of the 2 in the tens place here is worth 20. Okay, so now let's look at, again, relationships. Let's see how it's worded. The 2 in this number, is it greater or is it more or less than this number? This number is actually more. And again, we're looking at the relationship. How many times more? Okay. So it's more. How many times more? That's actually going to be 10 times more. Okay. All right. Let's look at number 3. Okay. Number 3 says the 8 in 42,986 has blank the value of the 8 in 32,158. Again, we're looking at the digit 8. Okay, so the 8 here and the 8 here. We need to look at the value of the 8. So an 8 in the tens place value is worth 80, and an 8 in the ones place value is worth 8. Okay. And let's read how it's worded to find this relationship. Okay, it says the 8 in this number has blank. Is it more or less than the 8 in this number? It's actually more. Okay, and this relationship here, how many times bigger is it? Okay, it is more. It is actually 10 times more. Well, how do you know that? Because 8 times 10 is 80. So it's 10 times more the value of the 8 in 32,158. Okay. And let's go ahead and do number 4. Number 4 says the 9 in 9,341 has blank the value of the 9 in 6,972. Okay, we're looking at the 9s. Let's see the values of the 9s. Okay, so the value of the 9 in the thousands place is worth 9,000. The value of the 9 in the hundreds place is worth 900. Okay. All right. So now once we figure that out, we're going to look at this relationship. How many times bigger or smaller is it? Okay. The 9 in this number, is it more or less than this? Is this number more or less? This number is more. And how many times more is that number? Well, I want you to think about that. If you had 9, this is a hundreds board. If you had 9 of these, you would have 900. I actually think I have 9 right here. I have 9 of those, would be 900. Okay. And then 9,000. Okay, so, oops, I didn't mean to hit that. Alright. So I've got a thousands block right here also. So I had 9 of these would be 9,000. So I've got this would be 900 and 9 of these would be 9,000. So clearly 9,000 is more. And how many times more is it? It is actually 10 times more larger. Okay, so 10 times more. Alright. Let's finish and do number 5. Okay. Number 5 says the value of a 7. Okay, so I really want you to put your thinking cap on for this, okay? The value of a 7 with 10 times the value of a 7 in the hundreds place is blank, okay? So the value of a 7 with 10 times the value of a 7 in the hundreds place. Okay, so let's talk about place value. You've got ones, tens, and hundreds, and thousands. Okay. So 7 in the hundreds place. That would be a 7 in the hundreds place right there. Okay. So 10 times that value. So your 7 is going to stay the same, but we're going to either move it to the left or move it to the right. Okay. So whenever something's 10 times larger, you go to the left of the place value. Okay, so this would be the left of the place value. Okay, so when something is 10 times larger, it goes to the left. So that would actually change it to 7,000. Okay, you can also look at it up here. This is what we could do. If we had a 7 in the hundreds place value, if we have a 7 there, and we need something that's 10 times larger than that 7, we're going to move that 7 over to this place value, and the 7 in the thousands is going to give us a value of 7,000. Okay, so it is 7,000. Okay,